This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome into the Morning App here on 90.5 WASU. Kristen, what's today's date?
Putting me on the spot. I think it's the 28th.
It is the 28th.
It is.
And today is the most exciting day of the year, at least for me. Definitely the most interesting day of the year, I think, here at WASU. Today's Relay for Life, and we are going to be out at Relay starting when it starts at 6 p.m., and it will be running till 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So that'll be an interesting afternoon we got set for us.
That'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm totally excited. We have a lot of good music lined up for that event.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
a lot of good music, and it's always fun about I'd say about 3 in the morning. Kind of start getting delusional, you know.
Sleep drunk.
Yeah,
everything's funny.
Yeah, but you definitely, if you're not close to your coworkers, you get close during that event. So looking forward to that. And we also want to remind you that, like we have been for the last several shows, that we are streaming live today on Facebook Live, thanks to App TV. Shouts out to App TV. And we have Jake Roberts on the show.
Hey, great to be here.
Yeah. You sound like a politician. Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, my people.
Yeah.
No Brandon today?
Yeah, Brandon has caught some kind of bug of some sort. We told him to catch the bug in a jar and bring it in for for closer inspection. No, I kid, he's sick. But yeah, so got lots going on today, and like we said, Brandon's not with us, but jump right into things. Josh, I saw this originally online a few days ago, and I've heard more about it since then. So McDonald's, they have changed the uniform, which at least in my own experience going to McDonald's has not changed in quite some time.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is we go to McDonald's for food, and you know, it's not always the best food, but
yes, it is.
I
love McDonald's.
You know, balling on a budget, but anyway.
It's like the lowest fast food chain for me.
We digress. Anyway.
But
that's another time.
Why do we even care about their uniforms?
Well, I think that McDonald's, whether they like it or not, you know, I think they kind of encompass, you know, the American fast food restaurant. And they're probably McDonald's, Coca-Cola, some of those brands, those, you know, major brands.
Americana.
They represent America, like, internationally. So, you know, in some degree, I can actually kind of see where, you know, and not that maybe a McDonald's uniform change matters a ton per se, but if they were to, like, trip up here or there, they're more of a representation of America abroad than actually I think a lot of other things.
You see, what's funny about that, though, is I would say on the American side of things, McDonald's is very image conscious, but it doesn't apply for internationally. So here in America, we've got the McCafe, you know, so they redesigned the shakes many years ago. So they're not
I like shakes.
Yeah, well, it's like they're not in cups; they're in clear cups with whipped cream on the top.
When you're almost out, yeah.
Right. But when you go to England, which I was last year, they have shakes still in their regular cups. You know, they don't have any of that McCafe garbage. You know, the shakes are still pure. So I think it's just an American thing where they try to keep themselves as upscale as possible, so that you don't feel bad for going to McDonald's for the fourth time this week. Well, like me.
They really embraced more of a dystopian society because their new uniforms, they got away from the yellow and red, and now they went to like a gray and blue palette that they said they got the idea from customer reviews and feedback. Yeah. But everyone's making fun of it because, one, it looks like they either are like slaves to the Hunger Games, or they work on the Death Star because of the gray look from Star Wars. But
maybe they're part of the community from The Giver. That's it. Like their own gray smocks.
They look like Big Brother's got a hold of them right now, and that they're they're basically slaves is what it looks like to me anyway.
It's genuinely weird. I don't understand. Their colors are red and yellow, and black can be incorporated as well. But like, oh my goodness, these outfits are so weird. They legitimately look like movie costumes. I don't understand why they did this.
Yeah, you already mentioned it, but definitely the Hunger Games is what kind of came to mind. At first, just the very like plain, basic.
I think it's Star Wars.
Kind of one of the nameless millions kind of thing, working. But
it looks like their mind is kind of wiped. It's like if I walk in right now, I'm fully expecting them to just look at me with those, like, not blinking and be like, "Hi, how are you?" Like, good. What can I get you today? Like, just robot mind wiped, which might come from eating too much McDonald's. I'm not entirely sure.
Assimilate you today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I just think it's weird because, okay, so you do this customer survey. They say, what, blue and gray is the colors they want to see? But sure, do it in like a really modern way, something that looks
funky. Or
futuristic, because their whole, well, this looks futuristic in a bad way, I guess. But their whole design, like inside, is really modern and sleek, Go ahead and throw that in there, but don't make them look like robots. It's exactly what it looks like. It's weird. It's creepy.
Yeah. But so we were talking about the brands, though, that we feel like represent America, like internationally. We already mentioned McDonald's, Coca-Cola. What is some others that we would probably be like hypercritical or are hypercritical of how they handle themselves branding wise?
See, I would say Chick-fil-A, but I don't think that they've really.
No. They're not. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong.
But they're so popular.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like international. So like Nike would come to mind for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I would think something like KFC, but they make such bizarre food out in the rest of the world. Like in Malaysia, they've got the chicken pizza, which is just a pizza on like a chicken patty.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I mean,
that's weird.
It looks the worst part about it is that there's pineapple on it. So
No, get off.
Okay,
Get off
we're
the
not.
show.
We can't start this argument right now. I will get way too heated. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Thank
No
you.
argument there.
Thank you.
No argument. Ugh,
I don't
drives me
understand
crazy.
this world anymore.
Well, with these new uniforms, I definitely don't. But
Well, obviously.
I wish they looked like Ronald McDonald, the actual clown. Like, I'd enjoy that.
Every single worker at a McDonald's looked like a clown? Absolutely not.
I don't mind if they kept their old colors. Like, that's not my biggest worry. My biggest worry is why their McFlurry machine never works, why their fry machine never works, why their water machine never works. I mean, every time I go
because
there,
they don't like you, Josh.
I'm like, hi, can I get a McFlurry? Oh, it's broken. Can I get some fries? Oh, fry machine broken. Like,
if they were all dressed up as Ronald McDonald, though, they would go out of business.
I just wish that they legitimately did have a quote unquote fry machine where like they just hit a button and just fries happen.
What if we could shoot out fries one by one?
Yeah.
Here, catch.
Yeah. If someone were to say like the deep fryer was broken, that'd be kind of hard to prove, or that would be hard to keep from the customer if it wasn't, because usually it's like right there. It's just like, actually, sir,
like, but
I can see that deep fryer. It looks pretty functional to me. So, one other, I guess, brand that only comes to mind for me, just because of the recent stuff, but the United Airlines thing.
Oh yeah.
Just because they are an American-based company. That was a bad look.
Oof.
I mean, obviously, which that had a lot of layers to it. I mean, on the one hand, the guy got off the plane and then decides, you know what? Nah, I'm coming back on the plane.
Right.
So,
I'm ready for the sequel.
Kind of everyone was at fault there, but certainly it was a much
bad
it was
press.
It was very bad look. And then potentially Pepsi, but I feel like to a lesser degree, I like Pepsi, but I don't feel like they're on the same level internationally as, say, like Coca-Cola or, some of those other, like, massive brands. But, Kristen, what do we got coming up?
We will be talking about a faulty mistake by a robber. It's actually quite funny. I'm excited to talk about it. But right now, on Classic Rock Friday, it's got to be one of my favorite songs, Jack and Diane. You're listening to The Morning App. And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU. 8:15 on this Friday morning, and oh my goodness, I'm feeling great because you know what? This week is over. It is time for the weekend, and I'm here with my favorite guys. What's up, y'all?
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
I missed you.
Hi.
I missed you. We didn't talk for like the 5 minutes that the song was playing. So
Yeah, exactly.
my heart was pounding.
Oh, goodness. Well, so we teased it coming into the break, but we have a story here about a robber that I think is probably one of the best reasons why, growing up when you were like when you were younger, when you were in grade school, and they were like, hey, you need to learn how to print well. Well, if you want a life of crime, maybe you should learn how to print well. And hear me out.
At a young age.
This is what happened to this one particular robber and a store clerk at a dollar store.
A dollar store?
Yeah.
Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that was another part of this. But anyway, so this robber, he comes in, and he is trying to stick up this store, and he hands the clerk a note, right? And the note had instructions that said, hey, don't cause a scene. This is a robbery. Give me all your money, kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Well, the robber's handwriting was so bad that the store clerk couldn't read the note demanding the money.
Right.
So, since he couldn't read it, and the robber wasn't giving him any indication that this was a robbery, the guy was like, hey, can you read this for me? I can't read this.
Wait. The guy wasn't
He wasn't like holding a gun or
anything,
no.
So how did he expect this robbery to go?
Exactly.
Also, the dollar store?
He was found like less than
Nothing but
24
the
hours
best.
later, so obviously.
That's a good long bit for him, actually. Proud of him.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But anyway, so the clerk couldn't read the note. He asked, like, hey, can you read this for me? And he read this aloud in the store. So if he was trying to be discreet, well, this kind of blew that cover. So the police report says that the robber did read the note, and it read, "This is a robbery. Please be quiet. Don't let your pride get you killed."
Are you kidding me?
And he said this. He read this aloud to the clerk.
Goodness.
So the clerk at this point knew what was up, at least, and he handed him the money in the register. And also, I thought it was funny that he paused long enough, and it was important enough, that is, to this robber that he get a pack of Newport cigarettes.
Hey, you don't want to spend that money on that cigarette.
I was just like, yeah, you could just take the money and then go get you some cigarettes
No,
later.
that's wasteful.
Yeah, taking that extra few seconds. I like that. But anyway, so he reads this note aloud, he gets the money and the cigarettes, and he leaves. And like I said, he was arrested in connection with that robbery less than 24 hours later.
His punishment actually is that he doesn't go to jail, but he has to sit in an elementary school with kids and practice his printing.
Oh my God, that's how it was kept for recess so many years. Like,
If I was the store clerk, I would take the loudspeaker that you used to tell them it's closing time, and I would just be like, "Hey, can you read this out loud?" Click. Everyone in the stores now knows that you're robbing us, so thank you for that.
Yeah. There's strength in numbers at that point, right?
Gotta be.
If he didn't have a gun, how do you take the money?
Yeah, why would she just? I feel like you could just slip away.
At this
the way it read was that he was probably like implying that he had a weapon, but according to that, when they found him, at least he didn't have a weapon, and it didn't say that there was a weapon on the videotape.
The only thing he was armed with was his first grade education.
Yes,
and that wasn't really good enough.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
When I read this for the first time, it reminded me of when my mom. So she's now retired, but for right around 20 years, she taught public school at the elementary level, and she had went back to school for that. So she didn't do that until like her late 30s, early 40s is when she went back to school for it. And it was so funny because I was in elementary school and I would come home and my mom would be doing her homework, which in her case was like on occasion learning how to print well, because that's part of the curriculum. If you're learning to teach those grades, like your handwriting itself has to be up to a certain standard. So it kind of made me think that, either he should have done better as a first grader the first time around, or maybe he should have learned how to teach public school. And
He
then
should have
would've-
asked his mom to write the note.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, I'm about to go do something. Can you write it?
Yeah.
Sure, son. What do you want? Hi, this is a holdup. Hi, this is a holdup. Okay, I have a gun. Son, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
she might
It's
have
just for a
helped him.
bit, Mom. It's just for a bit.
It's a thing, yeah.
I'm an
you know.
actor.
Yeah, it's that stand-up class I have. But yeah, so anyway, definitely one of the more stupid robbers that we've talked about on the show this year. All the stupid criminals
Oh yeah.
articles, always they're my fave. They're
There's
my
tons
fave.
of them.
Mhm,
Makes
yeah,
me think I can
definitely.
be one.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Clearly, it's not.
Yeah,
Well, it is
so
hard, but
from robberies to tennis players. Jake,
oh yes.
we're talking Serena Williams.
Oh yeah. She's got some baby mama drama.
Baby mama drama. Oh
Tell
my
me about
goodness.
it. Tell me
So
about
at this point, I'm sure we've all seen that picture she's posted of herself at 20 weeks pregnant. But the thing is, that Snapchat was not meant to be shown to the public. It turns out that she accidentally posted it to her story, and what had happened was she had been keeping track of her progress week by week, and she hadn't told that many people about her pregnancy. She was trying to save it. But as it happens with all of us, we accidentally post something to our story.
Oh yeah.
And it got out, and her publicist had to confirm it. So that's how Serena outed her pregnancy, by total accident.
Oh.
Well, we definitely know Serena could be a robber.
Wow.
That was dumb.
Uh,
Accidentally posting something. Come on, people. We're,
I mean,
we're better than this.
It happens
Yeah.
all the time, but it's sad she didn't get a Beyonce announcement like that photo shoot. So
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's not the worst thing that could have happened. If
True.
she, like, for instance, if she had to have had a Snapchat blunder, not the worst thing. Not the worst thing. We've definitely heard much worse stories about other celebrities where, their social media one, fat finger incident, and now you've sent / posted to your story or whatever something that was definitely meant for like one person.
oh yeah, and really it's worse when it's a non-famous person, because with a famous person you can spin it and use it to help your popularity. With
Yeah.
a normal person, that can ruin your reputation.
All you did was just lose your job, and now the people in your neighborhood think you're weird.
yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, definitely.
my
I mean,
neighborhood think I'm weird
I mean, in my opinion, the whole like Kardashian fame, obviously to a lesser degree than I guess some because of their father and their family, but Kim's fame in many ways,
Oh
came
my
from that kind of
goodness.
thing. That was
Yeah.
obviously intentional on her part.
Yeah.
That wasn't an accident, but that's the kind of situation where she's famous anyhow, and then that was able to actually make her more famous, whereas if that
Right.
was like a regular Joe,
yeah.
like we said, that probably just ruins your life and you lose your job. And
So,
things
message
aren't
out
the same
there to
anymore.
any normal people: make sure where your snaps are going. Don't press that My Story button.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
when, okay, this is going to sound bad, but when you're talking about somebody via Snapchat, like to somebody else, and then
Yeah.
you their name is in your head, so then you
so you send
accidentally
it
send
to
it
them,
and they're
you're
like,
talking about
"What?"
them.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah.
There's like, do you have something you want to tell me?
Yeah.
Whoops.
That's a different Jake or
Yeah.
a different Rebecca,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
in terms of the story thing too, now that like every social media platform has ripped that off,
Yeah.
you have even more of the opportunity to like, post something on, on that particular type of platform.
Yeah, but who uses Facebook stories?
I was
Well,
gonna say,
I'm just saying.
those Facebook stories have been up for what, maybe like, I don't know, 2 weeks
2
now,
weeks,
2 or
something
3
like
weeks.
that.
I have yet to see one person
Yeah, I don't
post
Yeah.
a
think.
story.
Yeah.
It's
It
fantastic.
keeps asking me to.
Yeah.
I'm struggling
But,
just to use Facebook.
Yeah. That's a lie. I saw my mom, I think,
Well,
tried to. She doesn't have like Snapchat or any,
Right.
So to her that was like like the new like a new
moms
thing
don't
to do.
count.
Yeah, I think I may have saw her. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we're parents
Yeah.
are always like, "Ooh, this is new."
Oh, I'm just so
I'll
glad
try
it
that.
hasn't gained the popularity I thought it would gain.
Well, I didn't think it would, and we talked about this on the show when this first happened.
Right.
Just because, you simply can't rip off one particular platform's idea and just think it would also apply to all others, because people use Snapchat for very different reasons than they use Facebook,
Right.
than they use Instagram,
Right.
Twitter. So,
Okay, that being said, though, I did definitely think that the Instagram stories
would catch on.
ordeal would be dead, but it's so
yeah.
popular.
I don't.
There are
why
some
people are
people who
doing it.
use it, but at the same time, it's only a certain segment of people I know. Everyone
Well,
else just
It's really
uses
just
Snapchat.
celebrities on my feed, at least.
I follow like a lot of like video production, like
Yeah.
houses, stuff like that. They use it a lot because you can only post, up to a minute of video, consecutive video on Instagram, but they can post like some of the video on their like regular post, and then they can just keep adding to that story
Yeah,
Yeah.
to like keep
that makes
posting that
sense.
content. So for actually a lot of the folks on my Instagram use it. So it really, I guess, just kind of depends.
Well, yeah.
I don't see a lot of my friends using it. It's mostly just Kendall and Kylie and
Well,
Kim.
Really,
I
what people
don't
use
like it.
Instagram stories for is gifs of themselves. That's what I see.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Well, when we come back, we are talking millennial stereotypes, and here's a song that I hope every millennial will know, Hotel California. You're listening to The Morning App.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
8:33 on this great Friday. I won't use a...
Yeah.
Alliteration.
That was
Yeah.
that was solid. I liked that.
Did you hear the sadness in my voice?
I did.
Okay.
But I
did hear the
appreciated the
sadness.
Well,
sadness.
we've got our Rays weather brought to you by Travis.
Yeah, so your Rays weather forecast for today, Friday, high of 76, low of 60, mostly sunny. We're talking 5 raccoons.
Nuh-uh.
Raccoons everywhere.
Oh
5
my
raccoons
God.
and 5 golf balls.
Better hide your trash, because it's a 5 raccoon day. Yes. Yeah. All right, anyway. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful out there. And Saturday and Sunday, just looking out for the rest of the weekend, it's going to be beautiful as well.
No
Highs in the
way.
mid-70s, mostly sunny. Definitely, we needed the rain, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Well,
But the washout, I wasn't a huge fan of. So looking forward to this weekend's weather, guys.
I'm excited as well. It stinks though, because I have to be inside most of the weekend and most of today, just because it's the week before finals. Everything's wrapping up. I have so much to do, as I'm sure you all do as well.
I'm not too worried about it.
But you know, that's what life is like in the 20s, in your 20s, right?
Oh,
In
yeah.
the 1920s.
The grind.
Yeah, or at least if you're in school in your 20s. But
Yeah.
to that point, Kristen?
Yeah, the 20s is just okay. So, you know, I saw this thing on Instagram. I don't know, maybe like a year ago, and I just thought it was really funny.
A year ago? You're thinking of something a year ago?
It was that funny.
Well,
Okay, so-
alrighty.
So basically, it said that, you know, when you were a kid, you used to think that people in their 20s were adults and knew what they were doing. And honestly, I feel like we're all just kind of running around, bumping into stuff, looking for food.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's exactly right. You know, and so I have some celebrities reveal why their 20s were absolutely the worst time for them. If you know any celebrities. I know maybe.
Personally, I know quite a few, yeah.
Oh, personally?
Personally, yeah.
On that level?
Let me just go through my contacts here.
Yes. Brad, Angelina.
Okay,
We're on a
this is-
first name basis.
Mhm.
I can't believe they broke up.
I know, right? Brangelina. All right.
This is sad though, because I don't really know who some of these people are. But Kristen Bell, if you know her, she said that every woman in her late 20s goes through this period where she just doesn't believe in love and that it's not out there anymore, but it is. And I think that you need to take a minute and stop looking for it, and that's when it comes to you.
Oh,
So that was a
Sounds like a
that was
terrible
love
movie.
quote.
these celebrities.
Sounds like
you
a
know,
movie that Kristen Bell might be in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Like the movie When in Rome, you ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Lisa Kudrow?
Yes,
Yes.
from Friends.
Yep, exactly. She's Phoebe.
Which one? Phoebe?
Phoebe,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Come
See, I know
on.
that. I love Phoebe. She's also in
Clearly you don't.
Neighbors as the principal.
Ah.
That's all I know about her. But she said that she said you would call her 20s. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. And did I mention it was the worst of times? It's literally just all she said about it.
No details there.
I guess
I don't
was
think it's
she-
that bad.
Classic
Was
Phoebe.
she in her 30s all through the Friends series?
Probably.
They were probably
Really?
in their late 20s, I'd take it.
Yeah, which I don't know. She might be referring. I guess she was referring to her personal life or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't
maybe
think
she's
their
talking about
20s are that bad. I don't know. I'm having
It
fun.
depends.
Well, for
having
celebrities, I
fun.
guess.
You know, for instance, like right now, you know, as a 21-year-old, I'm digging my 20s. But you know, as a 24-year-old, a few years down the road,
It's gonna
and
be hard.
maybe I'm still not making
Yeah,
any
maybe
money,
living in a ditch.
and you know, I like had like this idea of where my career was gonna go, and maybe it hasn't been bad, but it's been different. I don't know. I can definitely see where your 20s could be not so hot period of your life, particularly if you're like struggling
Yeah.
career-wise. But I don't feel like she was probably struggling with her career.
Yeah, what are the...
Her situation was probably just something else. But
Yeah.
Okay, and this last one is from Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler.
She's on SNL. I know her.
Okay,
I
I was
do
about
know
to
her.
say, like-
I just didn't know how to pronounce her name. But she said, I don't know, man. My 20s are pretty okay so far. They were pretty okay thus far. Sure, I've gone on a few terrible dates, and I can barely make rent every month. But I still used to call my mom when I was sick and get in weird fights with my friends over nothing. But you're only young once, so enjoy the 20s, even if they are stressful and you don't know where you're going. And that's honestly how I feel right now. No one knows where they're going or what they're doing or how they're going to pay rent. But it's okay, because you know
And-
what? We're young.
yeah, speaking of rent,
Here we go. Papa
so
rant.
yeah,
Papa rant.
so
Buckle up.
a recent census information poll it confirmed several millennial stereotypes.
Okay.
And I'm
Dun, dun, dun.
really not down, as been mentioned before, the lumping of whole groups of people into, this very small box.
Speak your mind.
Particularly with the millennial generation being, I guess, a part of that. I don't know anymore whether or not I am or I'm not. But I'll say that I am. But according to this census data, a third of people who fit in that category still currently live at home. Now, when I read this, I was like, oh, wow. That is obviously just because a lot of the people who are of the millennial generation aren't even old enough necessarily to
move out.
But then it also said that it was only looking at the quote-unquote millennial generations between the ages of like 20 and then whatever is the oldest millennial year that they were looking at. And it said specifically when taking a look deeper at those among 24 to 34, a quarter of them are neither working or enrolled in school.
Stop.
Doesn't surprise me.
Are you serious?
A quarter.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Really?
Have you met our people?
Our people.
I mean, come on. Like,
Us folk.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just surround myself by other motivated people enough to get a job or go to school. I mean, I don't really tend to hang out with people that aren't doing either.
yeah.
What do you do with your day?
Well, I mean,
Sleep, eat, hibernate.
It's such a strange thing because there are other cultures that encourage living at home while working. So it's sort of a Western problem, really, of people who are adults living at home but don't have anything else going on in their lives.
Jake, you're really bringing that culture today. You're like, the other countries are doing a lot better.
I'm such a nerd. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then
Don't apologize.
one other thing about this that I wanted to mention. So it was talking about like a snapshot of the current state of young adulthood, and it talks about while there is more young people that are educated now than any other time in history.
Yay, proud of us.
That being said, our average income and just our ability to generally take after look after ourselves is not as great as the generation before us, which I agree with in that capacity. But there's also a lot of factors that play into that. For instance, I'm doing like a radio documentary right now about student loans in America, and in that, while I was doing that research, yada yada yada. I'd already knew this more or less, but I didn't know the specific numbers. So roughly in 2015, I think was the last time they put out that data, there was 15 million college graduates that year, and only 7 million jobs, roughly, that was projected for them to fill. So that's right around half of people.
Lovely.
Now you can obviously get into something else that doesn't require a college education.
Yeah.
But that was the ones that, and so that's, I think that's a big part of the problem why a lot of people are unemployed for a long period after school, because, in some respects, you kind of have to face, reality where, okay, so maybe for me and my degree, you don't want to think, oh, I've just wasted that money, which you haven't. I think that you're always bettering yourself by, getting an education. I don't sound very educated right now. Getting an education, and learning more about a topic. But you have to also understand that, maybe I need to take this other job where I didn't go to school for this, and maybe it doesn't require my education, but, I can work doing this until that other thing comes around.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel
That was a
about
nice
that?
rant. Oh, yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. And, you know, I hear a lot of people graduating and they're just always going around saying, oh, it's a part-time job. I don't want it. It's a part-time job. I don't want it. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? I would kill for a part-time job. Get the part-time job within your industry and then go and get, you know, a camp counselor position or a waitressing position or something that, you know, you can do that doesn't require that college degree and make money and just work your way up in the business. I'm sorry, but I think that if you turn down a part-time job right out of college and you have no other options, then that's just, you know, you're getting too high on your horse there.
Yeah, and I feel like that is part of the, I guess, the solution, so to speak, for, you know, people in that position. But I definitely feel like it's creating somewhat of an unhealthy situation within the workforce generally. So people who either don't have the finances to go to college or maybe who just didn't want to, you know, that's fine. And there should always be, you know, the kind of jobs in the industries where, you know, that isn't required because not everyone can do that. But you know, part of the problem now is that people graduate college, they can't find that work that requires their education, so they go and they take another job from maybe someone else in that other, you know, field that usually wouldn't require that degree, but now you have so many other, you know, college graduates taking those jobs. So it's I feel like creating this bad, you know, bubble amongst the economy. I don't know how you fix that.
Right.
I don't even know how you begin to fix that.
Well, I think our great president is working on it.
Do you guys plan to move back home after college?
Well, hopefully I won't have to stay there like long. I'm hoping that I only have to kind of do the whole like, move my stuff out of my place and then like more or less just keep it at my parents' house for a couple weeks until I can figure out like my living situation in another town. But that being said, though, like I wouldn't feel bad if I had to.
Yeah,
I mean, I've worked back home.
It's like you said, a lot of people in a lot of cultures, you know, it's no big deal. Like in fact, sometimes it's preferred in many places, and I wouldn't say that it's preferred for me personally, but I also wouldn't take it as like this, you know, badge of shame.
My parents wouldn't judge me, and it really just depends on where I find footing in. You know, we're all pursuing similar fields, definitely. Yeah. So it really just depends on where we find our footing. Where if I find footing, you know, near where I live, I'll probably just live at home and work. You know, so
yeah, I mean, it makes the most sense financially, oftentimes, particularly when you're right out of school and you more or less have. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have very little savings right now.
Yeah.
The money that I do make either goes to, you know, like
your necessities.
My necessities. So either like helping pay rent or just eating tomorrow. Like that's most of my money right there. So saving is kind of almost impossible right now. So
that's fair. Well, right now we have For What It's Worth, Bruce Springsteen. You are listening to The Morning App. And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
You're back here on The Morning App. I want to correct an issue that was my fault. That song, of course, was For What It's Worth, Buffalo Springfield. I switched that up on the guys and didn't let Kristen know.
Come on, millennial.
Yeah, I'm trying to not trying to blame her. It was my bad. Anyway, so Josh, when you're seeing someone for a little while, and people sometimes complain, oh, we've somewhat hit a wall of sorts. We don't really feel like we're progressing further in the relationship. There's definitely ways you can fall, deeper in love. You can, learn more about one another than what you thought.
You can learn to love.
Yeah, you can. you can break through that barrier and that lull.
I agree.
So what are some ways we can do that?
Well, this doesn't really help me and Brandon. You have to be in love for this, but we'll get there one day. One thing you can just work on. I mean, it's not even working. Just chemistry. Like maybe the little subtle things. You don't try and force chemistry. Is what I'm saying. You just let it work itself out. If that makes sense at all. But. Yeah. Yeah. So, you're not trying to. I'm imagining almost like boot camp, like training for this. Yeah. So, just watch my non-verbal cues. Get better at this. Know what I like.
When you say chemistry, I just think Breaking Bad. Honey, we need to cook on our relationship.
But yeah, there's certain things that you can do, and hopefully that just kind of comes with time. You learn more about that person, and this is something that they like or they dislike, or they do this at weird times, so I'm gonna change how I do something just to make it easier for them or whatever.
Yeah, so. If you both have common goals, everyone has individual goals, but if you are a couple and everything, and you actually both maybe talk about or you can think about just goals that you want to take the relationship to, maybe just common goals in life, that can really help you just fall in love more.
What's super fun to do is not necessarily I have a deep common goal to do this and achieve this in my life. But if you just both are working on something together, say you're both bad at cooking and you want to get better at cooking, cook every night together, that's always fun.
Yeah,
or
burn
they have
the house down together, yeah.
Or learn to dance, or just do something that's extra fun, not really serious kind of learning activity for both of you guys. That's always fun.
I will say though that I definitely do think, or maybe this is more just for me, but in my own experience, I definitely feel like it's very important for you to have similar, I guess, life goals or overall goals. For instance, if you are an ambitious person, for me, it would be very hard to be with someone who wasn't ambitious, or at the very least, I felt like was hardworking.
Yeah.
I don't know that long term. I don't think I could handle that. In the short term, okay, sure, probably.
Right.
Oh well, I wouldn't really care. But when you really start talking about this is my future, and several years down the road, I'm going to be dealing with this.
Yeah.
That would be important to me.
Yeah.
So.
Another one is communication. Usually in a relationship, at least sometime during it, someone's going to say something that maybe hurts or maybe you find offense to.
Yeah.
And instead of reacting negatively to it, you need to kind of just come to try and understand what that person said. And if you're the one that maybe said something hurtful or offensive, then you got to, possibly apologize and everything, and just, know you're at fault. And then just communicate, people. We're communication majors.
The worst thing ever is when they just become quiet and they bottle up, and you're like, babe, what's wrong? And they're like, nope, I'm fine.
Yeah.
No, you should know.
To me. No.
And it just becomes this brick wall, and you're gonna get nowhere. You're gonna have
you literally hit a wall.
But yeah, so that's definitely important. And as well as, even if you are still under the disagreement and you still probably are on different pages with something, just say sorry. Just suck it up. Say sorry. Bite the bullet. It'll make things better.
It's not too late to say sorry, despite what Justin Bieber wants you to
think.
My
goodness.
Oh, we almost made it through a show without a Bieber reference. I hate that.
I like Justin Bieber.
Oh, I like Justin. Well, and then probably the last one, consensus, which is kind of just both people in the relationship have equal power. Don't overpower one person. Don't be in charge. You know, it's equal.
Both of you wear the pants.
Exactly. You're looking for a win-win outcome here. Just work on that.
Wearing a four-legged pair of pants.
Yeah.
In that relationship. Yeah.
Goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in certain situations too, I find that, like one person might have more, I would say maybe domain over certain things. So like if it just happens to work out to where maybe like the other person that you're seeing doesn't maybe care as much about this topic or that topic, maybe it's somewhat more of their responsibility to like take charge in like those moments, whereas there's something else that maybe they're more passionate about.
But be okay with that.
Yeah,
don't be like, oh, you always do this. Like, they know what they're doing. Like,
yeah.
Oftentimes it's like one person is very indecisive and the other person's just decisive.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's nice to say that like you both wear the pants, but that's more of like a utopian society kind of statement, whereas in reality, certain people,
you take turns wearing the pants.
Yeah. Yeah. You like different things. Different things are important to you. So it's more of a partnership.
You know what's important to me though is honesty.
Honesty is the best policy.
Travis like, I don't know.
No,
about that.
Hey, Blinken.
I'm not saying to lie.
But apparently a lot of people lie on their first date.
You don't?
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, maybe, further down the relationship when it's something extremely big and you just need to lie about that. That's fine. But the first date, no, take that seriously. Come on, guys.
So you would rather lie about a very large topic
later on.
No.
At the critical time.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. But basically, there's 19.2% of people will lie on their first date.
Yeah.
That's a huge number.
I wonder if that's also including I'm sure it's also including like small lies. For instance, like if your name's Jake, you wouldn't say, "Oh, my name's Trevor."
No, I'm a...
Well, no, it's like to what extent are we lying about? What is the magnitude of the lie?
Yes, okay, I have that right here actually. Sexual history, dating history, finances, where you live.
Finances.
Finances.
I'm rich.
Your age, your interests and hobby. Okay, that
Did
one
you say
I have.
where you live?
Yeah, I don't understand why that's important to lie about.
If you're a hitman, you use an alias
If that first date's like going well, like wouldn't you like want them to slightly know where you reside?
Hey,
just
come
in
over.
case, well, I mean, just in case like you want a second date, you know, just like, hey, so I know I told you that I live in this one county, but turns out I live somewhere completely different.
I just moved.
Maybe you can say you just moved.
Yeah.
This one I can see is very common. I definitely probably am at fault for this one. Interests and hobbies, though. If he's really into Star Wars and you've never seen Star Wars, you go, oh, ha, 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 yeah. I love Star Wars.
But they can smell you out quick, though.
Exactly. We see right through you.
But you're just trying to, find that commonality between you two, and you can poke at something real quick. Like, yeah, I totally have seen all of them. I haven't seen one. But, just kind of stuff like that. The interests and hobbies, 8.1% of people will lie about that.
Yeah.
Specifically.
That one you can, I guess, more so get away with. But even with that, you have to be careful, because if, let's say that, you said, oh, I love this particular series, and then if they love it too, they're probably going to start like mentioning that and like questioning your knowledge. Yeah. So that's a good way to get caught in a lie too. But
don't lie.
You shouldn't lie. That's your lesson for today here on the Morning App. But that does it for today's show. We'll be back bright and early next Monday morning. And if you're coming to Relay, we will see you out there. You've been listening to the Morning App.